Dwayne Bussey of Bolt Marketing, our guest today. Dwayne, as we look at the overall wheat market here, obviously a dynamic time that we're living in, seeing where the levels are, things we haven't seen in 14 years or so. What does this tell us about the condition of the crop in the ground now and expectations for wheat in the coming months?
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns out there, and right now in a bullish market, uncertainty actually equals higher prices. Obviously the Russia-Ukraine situation is the lead factor, right? We just don't know when their crops or their old crop or their new crop are going to be available for importers to buy. And then, like you mentioned, we got our wheat in the southern plains. This week, we've gotten very warm. Too warm, if you ask me. We really don't want that wheat to break dormancy this early on because, of course, there's still some winter out there. We could go back down and freeze again. So there's a new threat of maybe frost on that winter wheat in the southern plains, not to mention how dry it's been down there already.
As we start to talk about spring wheat, those numbers up at prices we haven't seen in a long time, do you think that's going to draw some of these spring wheat acres into the ground?
Right now, I think it's actually too cheap, believe it or not. I think, well, when you look in comparison to corn or soybeans, right? That's the acres or that's the crops that they're going to compete with. I think you need that September spring wheat, Minneapolis, I'm talking, to get up to that 1050 area to really buy the acres that it needs. And also, you got some weather concerns. Actually, there's a pretty good snowpack in eastern North Dakota right now. You get to the west, there's not much, but maybe in the long term they do get the wheat planted, but I don't know. I think the price might need to go up a little bit more to guarantee those acres.
Dwayne, put this in context for me where this wheat market is. It's been a while since we've been at levels like this.
It is, and I think the summary to take away from it is that these are high prices and actually prices that do need to be sold and protected. I know I'm talking fairly bullish wheat market here today, but the world situation is not as tight as it is in, say, corn or soybeans. So, eventually the Russia-Ukraine tensions do go down and that wheat is available. And even though I'm talking 1050 new crop spring wheat, that needs to be sold because eventually that will buy the acres, we'll get it planted. So great prices. Also great profitability we haven't seen in, like you said, for about 14 years.
All right, appreciate it, Dwayne. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back with more Ag Day coming up in just a minute.
For marketing advice, call Bolt Marketing, a futures and options brokerage firm.